Happy Friday from the swing. It's a little chilly today, last part of May, but gonna be a beautiful Friday and weekend. Okay, I got two things I want to share with you today. First, I was a little late to the game. I just loaded Wispr, basically voice to text tools on my Mac, and it is awesome. Not only for engaging with whatever model you're working with, you just hold the key down or double click the key, and you can just speak. And according to the research, models love more unstructured, and when you're actually typing, you're structuring. So being able to, and it gets, if you haven't, I think everybody is pretty used to just texting and voice, and it usually doesn't work very well. Wispr's pretty awesome. But anyway, just being able to freeform is pretty cool. And honestly, I realize how much time it takes to type. So loving that. So if you haven't used it, give it a shot. The free version so far has been great. Okay, so last week I've been really struggling with this, and it's more of just me understanding, but also just kind of the, what is an agent? And I've been working on my chief of staff. I've got, and I'm going back so it's clear. Jerry is my OpenClaw kind of main agent. I'm gonna go back to just Claude as my work chief of staff and Claude as my personal. So I have two environments because security and separation. So what I worked on this weekend and what I've been kind of figuring out is everyone keeps talking about, oh, you should be building these agents that have these skills, an analyst, an advisor, a communication agent, and a operations agent. And really what these are just skills. They're just markdown files that outline a certain directive when certain things happen. So now that I'm kind of had this in mind, I've kind of created this 3-layer environment. So I've got, which I've talked about and shared, built the MCP layer. I've got my personal one out there hosted. I can connect to it with other environments, but at work I have my basically a Google Drive with these 11 markdown files, and I'm kind of adding to it. Now what I'm adding inside my personal kind of this MCP environment, which is really everything about me and what I do and my projects and the things I'm working on, to try to keep, again, my Glean agents and my Claude chief of staff all on the same page. But what I'm starting to also realize is the skills that I can use. And in Claude, you can load them in Cowork, but also putting the skills in my NCP folder under a skills folder. I can start the way I write the skills. Claude, my chief of staff at work, knows that if I say, man, I need to do a research analysis, it can pull up the skill and it can start doing the steps in the skill, interviewing me on what I need, what does good look like, what am I, what content, what research angles should it shoot after. Once that's done, and I go, man, I need to put that into a PowerPoint presentation. Great, it knows to go grab that skill. So without even having to you can do the / skill and you can point to the skills, but if you frame out your skills with context and keywords, Claude will just pull those skills up. So thinking of agents as skills or skills as agents is kind of the way that I'm kind of starting to look at these things, but building out these skills and starting to play with them. Now the key here, and this is I think for everything, right? Agents, you build a skill, whatever, it doesn't just work. You have to put the QA time in. So I'm still working, I don't know, probably do 30 minutes. I try to do 30 minutes a day at the end of the day, just summarizing my day, testing out what I got from the Glean agents and Jerry for the daily wrap up, tossing a little QA kind of, I have little notes. Oh, my cat is climbing up. I have a little notes angle or a document that I keep for the week. And then on Sundays, I spend about an hour right now just kind of going through and making sure that the whole week things were learned, what was missed. I have actually Claude does an interview process at the end of the week for QA, what we've learned together, what I wish would have went better. And so far it's been working really well. So now I'm going to start with these skills, the same thing, and get to a place of trust. And then once you get to a place of trust, that's when you can automate. So QA before you automate. Focus on the friction. Find the one skill that you want to, that you're spending more time every day manually doing things. Build that skill, but then you gotta have the time for QA. All right. hopefully that's some good insight and can get you thinking about how to build your skills. And if you want to, build your MCP around yourself so that you have it as your own. Remember, we're all going to be moving and doing new things with new organizations. Own your MCP. Make sure you can take it, your personal one, for yourself. Build that as your intellectual property that gets that you can build on and take with you. Anyway, have a great Friday. Enjoy the weekend, and yeah, we'll do this again next week. All right, thanks.